My number one film that shaped my feeling of the holidays is 1988's Scrooged. So this is directed by Richard Donner, starring Bill Murray, Karen Allen, Carol Kang, John Glover. The plot summary of this film is a selfish, cynical television executive is haunted by three spirits bearing lessons on Christmas Eve. So this is a retelling of A Christmas Carol. So just want to get that out of the way. For me, I think it's one of the best versions of this story, and a brilliant update of it. Really captures the themes that Dickens was writing about back in the original story in the 1840s. I think it's a great adaptation of this. And I discovered this movie on TV, played a lot on TV at the time when I was growing up. And I was a huge Bill Murray fan, Ghostbusters being one of my favorite films and Groundhog Day. So I was drawn into this movie through him. And I think what he does so well in this film is he plays basically the updated version of Ebenezer Scrooge. He's like a TV executive. So first of all, like me being a fan of entertainment and the industry, it's like he could be a very easy cipher for me. It's like, oh, I want to be a TV executive one day kind of thing. So I could relate to him on that level, and he's Bill Murray, so I can relate to him on that level too. So it makes you have this feeling of like empathy for what this character is going through, which is again, learning all these lessons about the holidays. And also what he kind of captures is this feeling of being kind of like a sarcastic negative prick, which is something that he plays really well in all of his films. But I think it's a perfect modern day encapsulation of what an Ebenezer Scrooge would be today. He would be someone who's very sardonic and uncaring and sort of like too cool for Christmas, which is what kind of runs through the beginning part of this film. He's an executive who's trying to, cares about ratings for his TV on Christmas, less so much the actual content. There's a beginning of this film. They're actually putting on a live adaptation of A Christmas Carol, and the original promos that he's seeing that his team put together are super, super cheesy, and they're really leaning on, the schmaltziness of Christmas. And he's like, no, this sucks. Like, we want to make it more about, like this is a movie, like you have to be there, you have to watch or you will die. You must watch this big event, and playing it up like that and kind of pushing down the cheese and the things that I talked about with my previous film that I think is really about Christmas. And so that's where he starts this beginning of the film. And then as he goes through it, with the traditional Christmas Carol style, he learns to realize that really like what is important is choosing to be nice and choosing love and spreading joy. And it's this feeling of you taking the agency and upon yourself to then choose to do this, to just be nicer to people. And that's really what the holidays is all about. To me too, it's that feeling of self-reflection, like you mentioned as well, around, okay, how can I be a better person? How can I be more loving? How can I be more accepting? And he really kind of learns that and in the film. And I really do also love the ending of the movie too, when he kind of makes this realization, a big speech and things, and they go into a song of, it's not a Christmas song, but it's Put a Little Love in Your Heart. It's like a pop song from the late 60s. But I love how they, take this song, which actually is, in my mind, the meaning of Christmas. Like, it's about putting love, like taking that action to put that love inside of yourself and then share it and give it out to the other people in your life that you love, or just the people in your life in general. And really, too, another message that he has in this big speech at the end that really resonates for me is that this doesn't just have to be for Christmas. This is not about just in the holiday season. You can choose to put that love in your heart. You can choose to be kind any day of the year. He has some line about Christmas can be every day as long as you choose it to be. And I think that is what is a really important message of the holidays as well. Like, yes, this is a time of year that you feel all these feelings and things, but you can make that time anytime you want. It's just about choosing to do so. And that your life actually will be much more fulfilled and happy should you live this way 12 months out of the year and not maybe just the last two. So for me, every time I see this movie, it just reminds me of that fact, to try to be the better person, try to put that love in my heart, not only in the holiday times, but all throughout the year. And it just is, a film that I try to watch every year if I can, just to keep reminding me of this, because sometimes I might slip too much into that sardonic Bill Murray character. And really, I got to catch myself and remember, it's like, no, this is not the better way to live. So this is my number one movie that shapes my holidays.
I have not seen this movie, so you've given me a new movie to watch during the holidays. It's always been on my list. I'll tell you why I've not seen the movie, because of the Bill Murray persona that you talked about. And I've seen so many movies of him doing that, which is sort of what's kept me at arm's length from this movie. But having hear you talk about it makes me feel like, yeah, it's actually perfect casting, obviously. But it's good to hear that the movie is actually good. So I'm gonna check it out. But obviously, those thoughts that you talked about, like that ultimately is the meaning of the holidays. And what a great way to close our list, because ultimately that's what this whole time is about, is that, how do you not just bring cheer to the world, but also to yourself, and the two are connected. And that all of that doesn't just have to be during the holidays, it should be all year round. So that's wonderful.
Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now, or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.